Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Rick9G. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about Rear Window. Now, Rear Window, if you don't know, is one of my favorite movies that Alfred Hitchcock created in his repertoire of amazing films. I always cover classic TV shows and movies on this channel, so if you are new, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Before I begin, I will be giving away a DVD with the entire movie Rear Window on it, with a lot of cool little extras, tidbits, cool production photos that you will even see here, and a lot of other enjoyable things. So make sure to watch the entire video to know how you can win. It's completely free, and it's something that I do regularly on my channel just to promote the work that I do. Now, before I get into the details of the actual video, let me get into the summary of the plot and what is actually happening. I'm going to try not to spoil it. If you haven't seen this movie, you really have to go and check it out, especially during this time. We have a lot more time to catch up on movies and so forth. Watch this movie. In my opinion, it is so underrated. It is one that is not mentioned all the time. It is a masterpiece. Now, we have the amazing James Stewart, or many people know him as Jimmy Stewart, along with the equally amazing Grace Kelly, and Jimmy Stewart plays a wheel-bound photographer, wheelchair-bound that is, who spies on his neighbors because he is trying to recover from a broken leg. He has not much to do, so what does he do? Of course, no internet, none of the luxuries of today, so he looks out his New York-style apartment window and he becomes convinced that one of his neighbors has committed a murder. It's really nice. It's a really thrilling film. Keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's a little less than 2 hours long, an hour and 52 minutes. And there's so much. There's mystery. There's the thriller aspect of it. It is, like I said, a sight for the eyes. It was made in 1954, in September 1954, and it is a gem. In my eyes, one of the most amazing and pretty much outlandish things, and I mean outlandish in the best possible way, was the actual set that they constructed. Now, James Stewart's character was named Jeffrey, and so we're going to name him Jeff or Jeffrey. Jeffrey's apartment is usually the vantage point to where we can see everything in the other apartments and then the neighborhood and throughout the surrounding areas. And I'm going to be talking about what they actually did, or that is what Hitchcock decided to do to get the proper look and feel that he was looking for his scene. And that is super important. This movie is considered one of the best Alfred Hitchcock films that he ever made, and even one of the best films of all time. It was ranked number 42 in the top 100 list, which is very, very good. It's actually in the National Film Registry. So again, by any standards, it is one of the best. Now, you may be surprised to know that the entire film pretty much took place inside a gigantic hangar, or what they call a sound stage. This is so they can control the environment, they can film and make it look like it is both day and night. It took about a month to film, and they use 1,000 arc lights to simulate the sunlight. Film bounces back and forth between the day and the night and so forth, and because it is inside a gigantic building, yes, they needed to simulate that sunlight. So it's very interesting to think of. They actually had to extensively pre-light the set, and the crew made all the changes that they needed to do from day to night, and that took around an hour long, a little less than 45 minutes actually, to make it from night to day, which is really cool. Now, if you look at the apartments across the hall, or across, that is, the courtyard, Hitchcock did not film in any of those apartments. He only filmed inside Jeff's apartment, that is Jimmy Stewart's apartment. Now, the actors in the other apartments, they actually wore earpieces that were flesh colored so that he could radio to them and give them directions, because it was quite a distance to get from where he was to where the actors were across the courtyard, as I mentioned. Now, where was this actually filmed? It was filmed on just one single set, that is on the Paramount lot, stage 18. Now, here's, in my opinion, one of the craziest parts of this film. The entire courtyard set that I mentioned was built on this stage 18 set on the Paramount lot. Now, they started construction around October 12th, and it ran all the way through November 13th, 1953. Now, there was a big issue. Hitchcock wanted to get a certain look. That is, he wanted the Jimmy Stewart character to be in an apartment that was higher level than the street. Then he also wanted to look down upon a courtyard and even have some steps going down in some areas to basements and other areas. Then he wanted the street to be viewed through an alley, as well as apartments across the courtyard going up several floors. Now that was a challenge. Why is that a challenge, you may ask? Well, because these sound stages, the floor was usually concrete. And so how would he do this? Would he have to put everything up on platforms, that is, make everything on a second level, and then they would have to come down to the ground level, that is, the stage floor on the concrete set? And it was just so complicated. So what they actually had to do, he decided that they had to dig around 30 feet down into the soundstage foundations. That was hard work, and as I mentioned, it took about a month to complete. And this actually revealed the basement of the soundstage. Now what the audience, that is us, will see is the courtyard that was originally the basement level of the studio. So that's really awesome. The level that you're actually viewing on, that is the level ground floor, and then the courtyard down below is the basement of the soundstage, which to me is fairly crazy. I have this little mock-up for you to see so you can get an idea. It is not to scale or anything like that, but it gives you an idea how everything was set up in order to make this film possible. So yes, he completely destroyed that sound stage and had to build it up in a different way in order to make this film. Now the digging out and the construction of the actual sound stage to get it where he wanted set up took about a month. Then it took another extra month and $75,000. That is $75,000 at the time of 1954. What is the valuation in today's US currency? That is $728,938.43. That's how much Hitchcock spent, or that is they spent from this film in order to make the entire setup from the film. And that is just mind-blowing, especially considering this was 1954. When I mentioned that there were 2 settings for the night and the day, that is true, but there was actually 4 total settings. There was one that was early morning, there was another one that was afternoon, there was a third one that was late evening, and the last one was night. And it was extremely difficult to act during the afternoon scenes because all the lights were on. It was set up so hot and it was unbearable for most of the actors, especially in that Jimmy Stewart apartment complex. It was pretty much unbearable, and that's one of the reasons why they decided to make the story in this time of unbearable heat where the thermometer is almost at 100 degrees Fahrenheit to simulate that it was just a hot day, because it actually was really, really hot on set when they had all those lights on. Since I know all of you are dying to find out how you can win this DVD featuring the movie Rear Window and all the little extras and tidbits, all you have to do is already have been a subscriber to the channel, or if you haven't and you're new, hit that red subscribe button and hit notifications to all. That's the first step. If you've already been subscribed, then you've already done the first thing. Second step is to hit that thumbs up button. It's the same thing as a like button to support the channel. And thirdly, leave a comment down below and make sure to put Rear Window in the comment, and that is my way of knowing that you want to enter into this giveaway. And lastly, I have a link down below. It's in the description where you can put your simple contact information so I can reach out to the winner to get that DVD right out to you as soon as possible. That's all you have to do. Good luck to everyone. I will be doing more giveaways in the future, but don't forget to participate in this one. There's no limit to how many of these DVD giveaways you participate in. I have them all the time, so make sure to stay tuned and watch every single video to know when a giveaway is happening. We'll see you next time, guys and gals. Thanks for the support, and most importantly, be hopeful. Thank you so much to all my supporters on Patreon, especially my Diamond tier patrons: Tommy G, Citizen Kane 359, Grace U, Sally N, David D, and Ricky. You can find exclusive content on Patreon at different tiers. Go ahead and check it out, and thank you so much.